Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back. Alright, so we're gonna talk a little bit about the Latitude 10 tablet and battery life, the pen, how well it actually works or doesn't work, as well as a generic pen that you can pick up at pretty much anywhere, Staples, or I think Walmart carries these things. We bought this one from the source. This is actually from my wife's tablet. She's got a Samsung Galaxy 7. So anyway, let's go through this. Let's start with trying to get through the menu here. We've got really no real response here. Let's try the other pen. We definitely have good response. Okay, so we're going to run a program here called Note Anytime. Now this is do a little bit of freestyle writing, printing, that sort of stuff. You can do drawing in this program. Now that's the Dell pen. Now, my printing kind of sucks, but hey, that's the way it goes. Let's try writing. So, they both write very well. Either pen works great for writing with. If you want to undo everything you just did, go to the undo button. Just keep hitting it until it's all gone. Now let's try some drawing. Whoop, that went kind of weird. Okay. So they both draw really well. So not a big issue there. Alright, going back to the start menu. Both equally work really well for that. Again, trying to go through your menu here. A little fussy with the Dell pen. Desktop. Desktop. A little different with the Dell pen. You can't, you can swap like clicker buttons. I'm really not sure what good it does. I've tried it, doesn't really make any difference. Calibrating the pen, there is no calibration program that I found yet on the tablet for calibrating the pen, and there probably isn't. But I mean, even with just going through this with your fingers, you know, you can accomplish quite a bit. You know, boom. Okay. I'm gonna go to the internet. Put the keyboard up. Typing on the main surface. Now I do have the extended battery in here right now, so it does stick out. The stock battery actually sits flush. This battery sits up a little bit, but it does still make a nice surface. It's really not too bad to type with. Let's go for a website. Scroll through the list. Scroll through the list. Kind of sucks. Scroll through the list. So, as far as I'm concerned, the generic pen wins hands down. The Dell pen, not so much. Okay? Now, you guys have been asking me about battery life on this machine. Now, I've only had this on for maybe, I don't know, a little over half an hour, and just been playing around here and there, even before doing the video. This is actually my second attempt at this video, so I still have battery time on this. But it doesn't tell you how many hours you have left, it just gives you the percentage. Right now I'm at 95% left. So it doesn't actually tell you in Windows 8 how many hours you have left for battery on your tablet. Now, these things are supposed to get amazing battery life. I have every single one of my energy saving features, including all the advanced ones. Everything just turned right off, so everything runs full power all the time. So after about, I guess it was a good 7 hours, with a little bit of sleep time in between here and there, I was still only down to 76% of my battery left over. Now that's with the extended battery. So if you were to take the same amount, 76 to, that's like 24% I lost. So I would have lost about 48%, we'll say, maybe a little less, but about 48%, or close to half my stock battery after about 7 hours. So you're definitely going to get a good battery life out of this machine. Now, during that time, it was running programs, a little bit of downloading, not major stuff, but, just programs from the Microsoft Store. And, the nice thing, too, about Windows 8 Pro, this is an actual operating system. It's not like RT. RT is all app-based. You can't run regular programs on Windows RT, where on this one, you can run the apps from the App Store, plus you can run your regular programs through your desktop area. No hassle. Which is another reason why I went with the Dell Latitude 10 with the Windows 8 Pro operating system on it. When you're talking about the stylus here, like let's click on Explore, it's a little finicky. Closing it, not so bad. Let's try opening it again real quick. Boom, tap real quick, we can do things. Bring the menu up. Let's go to another website. So it does work well, but it is finicky. So, now that I know how it works versus a generic, given the choice, if I had to do this again, I would not order the Dell pen. I would definitely go with a generic pen, because the generic pen, it's way too easy to do stuff, even going back and forth. Let's try and bring that menu up. Oh, I launched the program instead. Nope, still launched the program. So, a little fussy that way. Again, even if you hold down the mouse button, you're not getting anywhere in a hurry. So battery life, stock versus extended battery, definitely either one is going to more than suffice. So if you're in college, you can go through an easy whole day with this thing. Now if you start watching a lot of videos, that chunks down the battery. Not amazingly fast, but I had my wife actually doing the test on this thing for the battery, and she was watching some videos and whatnot. So it didn't really chunk it down too bad. Because like I said, after all those hours, I was still 76% left on the extended battery. So, extended battery definitely would be a worthwhile purchase to get anyway. They don't offer a second stock battery, but they do offer the extended battery, which is, it's actually twice the power. You go from a 30 watt hour to a 60 watt hour. But either way, start out with your stock battery for the day, or start out with your extended battery, whichever. And you're good for a good, maybe even a couple of days between both batteries, easy. But you're not going to get, days at a time out of a single charge, even on a stock battery or on the extended battery. You're not going to get like days and days at a time before you have to recharge it. That's just really unrealistic. So if you're thinking that there's something out there that does that right now in a tablet like this, not going to happen that I'm aware of. And definitely not on here. But you can go an awful long time before having to recharge your battery, which is bonus, but that is going to depend on your power saving features, what you're doing on your laptop. I'll tell you right now, in video games, I take my big laptop and it gives me a timer, and I've got just a little over 3 hours before I fire up a video game. after playing Need for Speed Undercover, which is a very processor, graphics, and RAM intensive video game, after playing that for even like 20 minutes, I lose about half of my battery. I mean, it is just a battery hog when it comes to playing video games. So if you're thinking about video games on this, like that type of video game, you are definitely going to chunky this battery down real fast, you know, as opposed to using the tablet for what it was designed and intended for, which is, you know, they got some light video games. Like I got a couple of video games on here, you know, and I've got a piano player program that actually works quite nice. I've got an organ program, which is neat too. Okay, you can play with a pen if you wanted to. Whatever, right? So overall, battery life is excellent. Dell stock pen, yeah, kind of sappy. Third-party pen definitely rules. As you've seen, even with that, you know, program where you're doing some freehand writing. What was that program? Note Anytime. So with Note Anytime, you can do some good drawing. Either pen is fairly responsive, which is good. You know, and things are going to get better and better as time goes on. Windows updates happen, that sort of stuff. You know, things will get better and better. How well the pen's going to get any better, we're not sure. But, you know, I thought I would buy the pen with this because they offered the pen, and hey, it was only 10 bucks, right? But knowing what I know now, yeah, I would have definitely foregone the Dell pen and gone to one of these. So I guess that's pretty much about it for the Latitude 10. You know, said, you know, flat surface with the extended battery, which I have in here. It's still nice to type on with a flat surface. You know, you're not really kicking the laptop much when you're typing. So it does work well even with the extended battery. So it's even flatter with the stock battery. So it's up to you which way you want to do things. I did buy the dock for mine, and I can actually type this way on the dock. You know, works really well for that. If you have it in the dock, you can put on an extended keyboard, extended mouse. I actually have a little micro mouse that I bought for mine because there's some features I want to do. Like, say I want to uninstall a program, but I want to do things quick, right? Now, the Latitude 10 does offer a full-size USB port, which is really sweet. So if I want to uninstall a program, for example, OneNote, because it actually sucks, right-click and uninstall, boom, done. I can uninstall the program so easy. Desktop, I want to do stuff in here. Go into my computer. You know, simple, fast, easy. I want to surf the net, but I want to do it with some good speed, you know. Let's go the entire. So now I want to clear this out, bring up my keyboard, backspace, go to another website, type it in, whatever. So Google. You got to make sure you spell it right. And get the keyboard out of the way if you need to. So, or I mean, even if you're using your mouse, you just click it out of the way. Too easy. Nice with a mouse. Very nice with a mouse. So it all depends on what you're doing, where you're at. You know, whether or not you need to use your pen, use a mouse, use just your fingers. You can do it all. You know. So the world of tablet computers is really, really nice. You know, switching between the desktop and your tiles. Push a button, boom. Push a button, boom. Okay, back and forth all day long, right? So it's kind of nice. So I hope this answered everybody's questions. You know, I didn't do a full-out battery test, you know, to see if it took like 60 hours or not to drain the battery. But you know, I figure if you work out the numbers for what was being done on this over the 7 hours with a little bit of sleep time off and on, I mean, that's respectable. That's very, very respectable with the extended battery. So when you do the math backwards for the stock battery, you're still getting amazing battery life out of this machine, you know, and you are running a real Windows operating system as opposed to the RT. And if all you need is RT, that's fine. But you know, if you need to run actual real programs aside from the tile apps, then you need to go to Windows 8 Pro. And like we talked about before, when it comes to laptops, Windows 8 is actually kind of impractical unless it's going to be a touchscreen type laptop, which you're going to start seeing more of those coming out soon, I'm sure. So then Windows 8 will be a little bit better that way. But for now on, like even my laptop, I don't have a touchscreen access or pen access. So Windows 8 is kind of useless for me to go to on my big laptop. But for this and for what I'm using it for, awesome, works great, I love it. You know, and I love being able to either use a pen or not use a pen. A lot of benefits to that. Using the mouse, great benefits too. So anyways, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. If you got any other questions, feel free to ask. I'll do my best I can to answer it. But just before I go, probably mentioned this in the video before in the unboxing, but you do have full-size USB port on here. You've got the one micro HDMI, headphone jack, your volume up and down, your power switch. There's a microphone in here, front camera, back camera. Okay. Now, if you do buy the dock, you have you'll end up with a grand total of 4 USB ports, a headphone jack, an Ethernet port, and full-size HDMI port as well. So the dock is very, very handy to have. I'll just set this thing up here just so you see. So the dock is really nice to have here too. So if you're, and by the way, when you plug into the dock, you have to move your mouse to the dock. It disables the ports on the tablet itself, which I thought was a little lame, but hey, whatever, it works. You just got to remember to take it out again. So let's try a little bit of surfing here before we go. So even typing at this angle works great, you know, so you could even leave it in the dock. And as long as it's in the dock, the battery's getting recharged. It won't overcharge the battery, you know, so bonuses all the way around. So if you think about picking one of these things up, I mean, I would highly recommend getting the dock with it. I did, and I'm great with that, you know, so even using my camera in a docked position, boom, so I can, you know, now the camera for the front facing camera is only 2.1 megapixel at the max. Your back facing camera will go up a lot higher. It'll go to full 8 megapixel. So you know that you got to keep in mind. So you're going to be either way, you're still light dependent, but you're still going to get good quality all the way around either way. So anyways, that's it. Once again, thanks for watching. Leave your comments, and we'll see you in the next video.